Hi fans, welcome back to Irving Gymnasium here on the campus of Rothsay Netherwood School. Just past the halfway mark now of the Maritime Invitational, the Milner Invitational basketball tournament. Wow, tournaments are running together in my head already. About to start game 7 here of 12 on the weekend. St. Thomas Tommies out of the ACAA and Acadia Axemen out of the Atlantic University Sport Action. Just realizing now as the officials are walking over to me, the last game I called one of the officials the incorrect name the whole game long, so I apologize for that. Totally lost my brain there. On it is McGrattan and Jeffrey. I think I said McGrattan a couple times last game, and McGrattan was not in the game. Anyhow, that's sort of besides the point. My little errors that I like to point out on myself, they happen. Preseason game for me as well here to get back in the swing of things, remember everybody's name, learn, well, I guess 7 teams, kind of know the Tommies inside and out. About a minute away from game time here. We'll pick up the starters as they come out. You can almost guess who they will be for the Tommies. I'm not sure if they've got anybody back from yesterday. Yesterday they were without Evan Belaine with a back issue. And without Reese Hassan as well. I had a bit of a finger issue. So we'll see how things turn out here on the Tommy side. I didn't really watch warm-up close enough to see if either one of them were warming up and set to play in this one. Maybe I'll just stand up, take a look down Tommy's sideline. The Tommies are on the far sideline for me this time. Reese certainly not in jersey. Can't pick Evan out of the crowd to know whether he is or isn't. So Reese Hassan for sure is a scratch for this one. Reese transfer across campus from UNB. 3rd year of eligibility out of Leo Hayes. In 23 games over 2 seasons with the Reds. And used to shoot with Coach Hickey's Leo Hayes Lions when Reese was a youngster there, when John had the varsity team and Reese was a grade 9 student. Get some shots up with the Tommy team. Harrison Florian's going to wear number 0 in the white today. Tanner Hoyt's in 6. 5 is Ethan Tamwine. Noah McCarthy is going to wear 11. And Jeffrey Lavoie, born in Fredericton, but graduated high school in Ottawa, L'École Secondaire de Loge. The starters for the Tommies in the white jerseys, and the red jerseys, the Axemen. Number 5 is Glenn Cox. Number 6, Seth Blundell. 1, Gabe Davignon. 15 is Thomas McDonald. The other one yesterday was 9, Mohammed Hendy. And they are the same starters today. Same starters for both teams as we had yesterday. McDonald wins the tap. Glenn Cox gets the Axemen on the board early. Lavoie, guarded by Blundell. Lavoie on the handle over for Tamwine. Puts the shot up into the hands of the Axemen on the outlet. That's Davignon. Tamwine guarding Hendy. Cox again. Inside, Thomas McDonald. Gets that shot up over the Tommies. Loose ball, Hendy on the rebound. but out of bounds off of Hendy. Over to the Tommies. Tommies need someone to inbound. McCarthy's going to pick that up and do that. It's going to be over to Ethan Kamwine on the dribble. Off for Tanner Hoyt. Back for Harrison Florian. 6'7" Florian shoots it over the 6'10" McDonald. That one rimmed out. Nice looking shot though by Florian. Picked off by Lavoie. Ahead for McCarthy. Noah cuts to the rim, draws the foul. It's going to go on Hendy. His first, team's first, game's first. McCarthy on the line, back rimmer. One for two from the line for McCarthy, makes it 2-1. Played just over a minute. Tommy's coming with the pressure again. Lavoie and McCarthy forced the turnover. Coach Leslie says just dribble the ball up the floor. Not sure why they were bothered by that pressure. Florian, tough catch. Cross-court pass. Tanner Hoyt, he got on fire part of the game yesterday from deep. I think he made 4 straight three-pointers in the third quarter. Out of bounds on the sideline. Again, that's one of those mental issues. You got to know where the court is. You got to know where you are on the court, but it's early season. McCarthy against Hendy. That's going to be his second. I think it's the second at least. I think the first one went on him as well. McCarthy called for the offensive foul. Offensive foul there on McCarthy. He didn't believe it. The Tommies didn't believe it. Just waiting for the foul to get put up on the board. Set now. We got that addressed on the board. Fouls are 2-1. Nice take and score there. Kamwine gets right to the rack, doesn't make it. Rebound Blundell. Kamwine. Now out high against Hendy. Thomas McDonald off to Hendy. Cross-court pass. Three-pointer shot and made by Davignon. Pressure from Acadia. McCarthy gets space, puts up the three-pointer and makes the three-pointer. Little clap of the hand there from McCarthy saying, fellas, let's go here. We're in this game very much. Wake it up and play like we can. Lavoie all the way coast to coast. Somebody's going to stop that ball if you're Acadia. Florian on the rebound to the Blundell miss. Taken away by Hendy. Hendy for McDonald. Nice lob pass, good finish. Vince Littleton will check in for Ethan Tamwine. And Eric Hayden checks in. Hayden for the Axemen. Second year out of the Cobequid Educational Center. And Truro. Florian with the shoulder fake, blocked by McDonald. Cox. He called for the travel. (9-6) Acadia. Here in the early going. Going to be out of bounds off of STU. Subs in. Merrick Mercer. Second year guard out of Dartmouth, 5'10", checks in for the Axemen. Cox on the drive, going to get Florian on the foul, I believe, on the reach. Puts the lead to 10-6. Ted Braden, Owen Amos check in for the Tommies. Braden in 15, Amos in 10. On the drive, slams on the brakes, now a little power step move, no good. Rebound to Acadia. Ahead for Hayden. Shot out of the corner. Davignon again. We've got timeout Tommies. Coach Hickey doesn't like what he's seeing. We've got a sub checking in. Ike Amegwu out of Calgary. 6'6", at least listed. I might have to stand up beside him. He doesn't look that way. You can see the solid build on the fine young gentleman. Makes him look not quite as long. Take a look at the replay here. 14-6, favor of Acadia. Go here, opening quarter. Acadia St. Thomas. Acadia hunting their second win of the tourney. They'll have a matchup with Cape Breton left on their tournament schedule. Tommies against UNB Reds tomorrow, second to last game of the tournament. Goes at 3:30. That should be a fun one to cover. We've had a number of the players across campus. They've played, at least informally, together a few times in Fredericton. So Braden, Littleton, Lavoie, McCarthy. There's got to be someone else hiding in the corner. Is that Owen Amos? Somewhere on the court. Littleton uses Lev off screen. Jeff Lavoie gets right to the bucket. That's 2 points. Nice move there by Mercer. Long shot put up and through. Another corner three. That was Mercer on the make. Lavoie for Braden. Braden against Amegwu. Braden can't get that one to go down. Nice block out by Ted Braden. Corrals that rebound. Talked to Ted here earlier today. Said he wasn't real pleased with the way he played yesterday. Going to get a few shots up today and was looking forward to getting some more competition. Like a little hold by Amegwu on Braden on the rebound, but he got away with it. Yeah, I guess when you see Amegwu next to Braden at 6'7", Amegwu at 6'6" is right there with him in terms of height. Nice check out. Littleton with the miss. Cox into the front court for Mercer. Back for Cox. Cox with the release and the silky finish. McCarthy for Lavoie. One thing the Tommies want to do is play with pace. Tough catch for Littleton. Back for Amos. Braden for Amos. Okay, Amegwu. The attempt on the steal there. It goes out of bounds. A bevy of substitutions for the Axemen. 24, Miguel Boscovich. 8 is Ricky Bayavanga. 3, Mercer stays on the court. And 7 also checked in. That's Ryan Monroe. 4th year to Kimberley, Nova Scotia, and Halifax Grammar. Also his brother Kyle on this team. The 2nd year. Braden on the line. Good on the first free throw. McCarthy on the rebound. Shot missed there, rebound to Littleton. (23-12) Acadia over to the Tommies. It's going to be backcourt on Owen Amos. He couldn't corral that one. He stepped back over. A couple more subs for the Axemen. 4 is Kyle Monroe. 20 is Nick McDougall. IK Amegwu comes off, as did Demerick Mercer. Braden fights for the rebound. Now he gets the block. Ted Braden. Now going to dribble across half. Braden gets right into the key. Now kicks back for Littleton. Littleton gets the banker to go off glass. Scotiabank open for Littleton. McCarthy got a hand on it, but it's over to the Axeman. Step back shot, no good. That's by Avanga, who was the shooter on that play. Littleton for Amos. 3 points, Owen Amos. Nice run for the Tommies as they get 5 back. Oh, nearly forced the turnover there. McDougall, back for Monroe. Boskovic on the make. Miguel Boskovic out of Santa Cruz de Tenerife, Canary Islands. Littleton on the 3. We're trading deep shots here all of a sudden. Nice press break by Acadia. Boskovic steps in and takes a 2-pointer. Minute left to go in the quarter in an 8-point game. McCarthy runs the baseline over for Littleton. Littleton on the spin. Littleton's going to shoot it again and make it again. Vince Littleton from way deep. Littleton got a hand on it. Boskovic's going to try over to McCarthy. Tommy's down 5, now on the push. Knocked away by Ricky Bayavanga. Bayavanga out of Tetford and the Tetford Phelan program. Tetford, of course, will play after this one against UNBSJ. It's going to be Acadia ball. Bayavanga out of Montreal, and I'm pretty sure might have been at a Capital City Classic or Cotter Classic, which it's called now. So I've had the name Bayavanga before. Tanner Hoyt has a rebound taken away by Ryan Monroe. Bayavanga to the corner. Boskovic, he's going to step out of bounds. 11.4 seconds to go in the quarter. A score would be very big for St. Thomas here. Down 8, 28-23. Littleton, he's made a couple three-pointers. He tries another. Not sure that's the shot Coach Hickey wants. Ben Duell puts it up at the buzzer. Doesn't get to go. But points there on that trip would have been great for STU. Instead, they go into quarter time down 5, 28-23. Axeman here reaching in behind me to pick up some of their jerseys. I thought one of those would have looked pretty nice in my bag. And that's a little Axeman sweater to take home. Just kidding. I wouldn't do that. I'd have given it back to them. Thanks, folks, for checking in. Always good to have a few people report some things. It's good to know that you're out there watching. I take it everything is good when you're silent, because we always hear from you when there's any little thing going on here. Shout out if you are watching along, particularly those who might be in Ottawa, Ontario. I'm not going to name any names there. But, yeah, thanks for checking in with us. Good look here at the highlights from quarter 1. Fine work here by the Maritime Athletic Profiles crew, as always. Pleased to be joining them here all weekend long, and we are by the halfway mark now. Voice is still holding out. Still got a supply of lozenges. I'm all good. One more game to come here today, UNBSJ and Tetford. If you are in the Rossay area, anywhere in southern New Brunswick, get on in here for that one. If you're an SJ fan, you want to get out, check out that team against a pretty good team from the RSEQ. And then lots of action here tomorrow. Come on in. Spend your day here. Plan to spend your day in Rossay tomorrow. 4 great basketball games. Nice break midway through. You can get out here, check out some of the nice restaurants in the area. I know Vito's not too far away. I think Pomodori Pizza as well. That may be one of my choices after this game. May go for a little slice of za somewhere. Should also mention big thanks to the sponsors for this tournament. Scotiabank, Scotia Wealth Management. World's oldest basketball court, and that is a great story. Give them a Google. World's oldest. Or on Twitter as well. And also, Chateau St. John. My first time staying at Chateau St. John last night. Pretty comfortable place for sure. Did have a little bit of a driving adventure in uptown, which I still think is downtown. St. John, last evening. Eventually got where I was going. No trouble whatsoever. Thanks for all those fine folks who told me when I was going the wrong way on one-way streets. Just twice. No big deal, not much traffic. We got her corrected. Lavoie on the miss. Acadia on the rebound. So it's Riverlands, Harrison Florian, Tanner Hoyt, Ben Duell, and Jeffrey Lavoie. The 5 to start the quarter for STU. That's Robbie Grant, number 12, who made that for Acadia. Kyle Monroe, Gabe Davignal, Thomas McDonald, and Miguel Boskovic. Lavoie tries the high off glass, no good. Rebound Davignal. Over for Monroe. Thomas McDonald, that might have been back court. Not sure where the feet were set on that one. I thought he was front court and then touched back. Hoyt on the interception ahead from Florian. Over to Riverlands. And Lands, who played just around the corner at Rossay High for the Red Hawks program. And Coach Hickey, who is just right over there where that play is right now in the front row. Peter scores 2 for the Tommies. Block called there on somebody. Didn't quite catch the number. Didn't see the fingers. Might have been 6 for Tanner Hoyt, maybe. Hendy, McCarthy, back in Hendy's hands. Mohamed Hendy, out of Alexandria, Egypt. Member of the Egyptian national under 18, under 19 team, 2023. Shot clock issue is what we've got there. Didn't get reset properly. The referees blow it dead, give the Tommies more time. I'm not sure they really needed it. So we're going to put, I think, 16 seconds back on the clock. All that hubbub for 6 seconds. Does really matter, I guess. Lavoie for Lands. Lands with the release. That one rimmed out. Rebound McDonald. McDonald off for Hendy. Hendy to the corner. Davignal. Back for Hendy. Going to direct traffic for Thomas McDonald. Grant for McDonald inside. Florian on the rebound. Off for McCarthy. Going to be a little ticky-tack reach foul on Blundell. Riverlands is going to come back and inbound. Acadia playing with a pressure game, a little trap set here. Lavoie is going to come back and help just in case. Now he's going to go away. And McCarthy thought he had a step on Hendy, but Hendy caught back up. Lavoie Off glass scores 2. 33-27, 6-point game. Hendy with a little speed mismatch on Florian. He's going to try him. Instead, now he's going to pass off. Shot made. I think that's Davignon. Glenn Cox will check in the next opportunity. Florian with a cross-corner kick. That's no good, but Lavoie on the put back gets 2 points. That was Hoyt on the release and then the miss. Lands on the rebound, off for McCarthy. Florian and lands. Oh, he's got a lane. Rejected, though, by Thomas McDonald. I think when River looks at that one, I think he has just a real straight path to the basket. Just had a little slight curvature in his entry there. There's Lavoie on the putback.
Coming over the top, Thomas.
And this is going to be this last one. Yeah, I think he steps out just a little bit. I think if he goes hard right into the chest there, he's got a better opportunity. Lavoie turning it on now. Little step back, and we're in a 4-point game. Another turnover for the Tommies. Tanner Hoyt scores, and timeout Acadia. Some subs set to check in as well for Coach Mike Leslie. Back to a 2-point game. The Tommies have to like what they see here to start quarter 2. We've played just over 4 minutes. Nice look at the Acadia huddle. Just trying to listen in a little bit to the Acadia huddle. Love being this close to the benches to kind of get a little sense at least of what's going on. Can't see the play get drawn up and wouldn't be able to describe it adequately. I don't think anyway. Just like to get the general tone of the conversation and sort of what's expected. Sometimes I can pick that up. Pretty calm Acadia bench though. Ahead, Boskovic. That's Cox on the drive. He gets right to the bucket. We've got a late whistle, but a call there from Dave McGrattan. It's going to, I think, be Tanner Hoyt. So the subs we saw, Ike Amegwu, 23, has checked in, as is Miguel Boskovic, 24, for Acadia. Braden into the game for the Tommies. Over for McCarthy. 3-point game now. I get a 4-point game as that last point just went up on the board. There's Braden Ted. I think if you had another dribble there, you had a lay-in. I think you had the step on Amegwu. Outside McCarthy, 6 on the shot clock. He's going to have to put one up, and he drains the jump shot. Noah McCarthy led the ACAA in scoring last season. You can see why right there. Cox going to pick up the foul on Noah McCarthy. Noah says, yes, I did. I know I did. I admit it. Sure, there's one or two folks that will smile at that one. Boskovic with the handoff. Lavoie with the steal over to McCarthy. Back for Lavoie. Lavoie in traffic. He's going to draw a foul somewhere. I think it's going to be on the floor. Boskovic puts his hand up. And that's who they give it to, Miguel Boskovic. 5-inch forward, second year of eligibility, 13 points a game just about last season. 2-point game now. Inbounded to Ted Braden for the lead. Tanner Hoyt knocks in a three-pointer. Coach Leslie saw something he didn't like there, and quickly off the bench is Kyle Monroe. Braden called for the foul. Gabe Davignon to the bench. Tommy's now up one on Acadia. I think they were down 12 at one point in this one. Rebound Tanner Hoyt. That's going to be a double dribble. Thought he got away with it for a second, but the little smile on his face says he knew he did it. Owen Amos checks in for Noah McCarthy. That'll make Hoyt, Littleton's in the game. I was going to say that'll make Hoyt the primary ball handler, but it will actually be Littleton for the Tommies. Cox on the drive, blocked by Lavoie, I think. Boskovic on the take and the make. Puts Acadia back up by one. Littleton trying to get free. There's going to be a kick on Boskovic. We're going to do that again. No Tommies coming back to help. Knocked out again by Acadia. 22 on the shot clock. You got to think that someone's going to come back to help. Tanner Hoyt now makes his way across half. See if he can be any of assistance on the inbound here. Littleton collects it clean that time for Owen Amos for three. Too strong, Boskovic on the board. Demaric Mercer. Three-pointer made, Kyle Monroe. 42-38 in favor of Acadia. Foul, I think, on the swing there for Ike Amegwu. Scoreboard corrected, 42-38 is the correct score. Littleton on the miss. Littleton. 65+% free throw shooter last season. Makes the second. Gives us a one-possession game. Ethan Tumwine's back in. Braden with the steal on the double team. Ahead for Lavoie, a little too excited with the pass. I think Coach Hickey will be okay with that one. Not great execution on the pass. They got the turnover they wanted. That's the pace they want to play. You're going to make some mistakes playing at that pace, of course. Axman working around the outside, now into the post. With McDougall with a nice pass to Boskovic on the cut. Littleton's going to pick up the foul. Tommies are over the limit here, so we're going to shoot two. I think it was on the shot anyway. Boskovic shot almost 80% from the line last season. Knocks this one in. pretty much a 40% field goal shooter as well. And over 35 from deep. That's a pretty good shooting percentage across the board there. Not league leading or anything, but pretty solid. Braden with the post move inside scores 2 points. Back to a one-possession game, 44-41. Corner kick. McDougall gets a foul from Braden. It's going to be at least Ted's second. Harrison Florian off the bench now. This will be for Ted Braden, almost for sure. Yes, it is. A little conversation here at the bench with the Acadia backcourt. Glenn Cox, Kyle Monroe having a little discussion with Acadia coaching staff. Nick McDougall on the line, second year out of Rothsay. Limited playing time last season, was only 1 of 4 from the free throw line. McCarthy on the top catch. Oh, smart move to then throw it off the offensive player. Acadia coming with good pressure here against the Tommies. Forcing the Tommies to work hard in their own backcourt. They know they want to play with pace. Ethan Tumwine back for the catch. Florian on the dribble, the move inside. Tried to pick it up. I think maybe the dribble not the best decision there. Didn't really have a good look, though, to see what he was dealing with. Not sure he needed it. Cox on the take. He's a good scorer. The lead stakes up to now 6 points. It's timeout Tommies. So they had erased the lead and actually took the lead. Good look at the highlight pack there. .226 to go in the half. Good look at the rosters there for both clubs, Tommies and Axemen. Tommies, I think, we're going to be a handful for teams in the ACA this season. They're deep. They can play at pace. They've got additional ball handling. They've got additional size this season. Still haven't seen Hassan and Valaine to get those guys back on the court to go with the group that we've seen here. It's going to be pretty good situation. Lavoie, high archer, it's going to be way short, but it's picked off underneath by a Tommy. Lavoie on it again, now 7 to shoot. Amos is going to have to create something here. He does, off glass, scores 2. Owen Amos, been a scorer for a long time. He gets 2 there. Scotiabank was open for Owen Amos. Thomas McDonald to the front court. He spent some time on the bench here in this quarter. Cross-court pass for Cox. There he is again. He's slippery and he can score. And by slippery, I mean that in the most positive way possible. Minute 30 to go here in the half. Folks, come on down here. One more game tonight. get to the gym tomorrow. I want to see this place packed in honor of Andrew Milner, but also because there's some great basketball to be seen here early in the preseason. You come out, throw in a little extra $20 in your pocket, pick up one of these Milner Tournament T-shirts. Money goes to a very good cause. It's going to be the 4 a.m. Foundation, something like that. To help young folks play basketball is just the short form that I'll say about that. I want to see all those T-shirts sold out at 100 printed. Want to see them all gone by the end of this tournament. Bought one myself, so I'm putting my money where my mouth is. Pleased to lend my voice and a few dollars to the cause there on the tournament T-shirt. Coach Hickey and Spencer Jeffrey having a little conversation about things going on here. Coach Hickey, of course, I'll say former official. He probably still is a certified official. He'll probably go back and officiate if he wanted to. Likes to have those conversations. And John, let's just say, there's not usually a lot of subtlety in his voice when he's talking about things with the officials. Foul called there. 1:17 to go. Hold called. That's the one that Coach Hickey was looking for, I think. Demerick Mercer up off the Acadia bench. He'll check in. Coming out, Seth Blundell. Got a hold called there. Hold on the rebound. We're going to shoot two. I think Florian would have rather just had the two on the putback as opposed to having to go to the line to earn them from 15 feet away. You're 6'7". They're a little easier from a foot and a half than they are from 15, but let's see if he knocks these ones down. Missed there on the first. Florian, 70% free throw shooter or thereabouts last season for the Tommies. 9 points, 7 rebounds. Makes the second. Florian, I've got him noted as 5th year of eligibility, his last season playing here. Told me at one point, I believe, he wants to go be a fireman after this. I think that's where what he told me he wanted to do as a career, if he can make that happen. Make there, I think that was Hoyt who trickled that one through. 4-point game. Scrappy Tommy's bunch here against Acadia. Hoyt, kick outside for Cox. He is a big-time scorer. Lavoie for Florian. Baseline jumper, too strong. Lavoie can't get to Karam. Rebound into the hands of Demerick Mercer. Now we've got a jump ball. Don't remember who had the last one. We'll see how this one goes. 53-46. That was a big three-pointer made in terms of the game position. And the time on the clock. And that jump ball is over to Acadia. So big defensive stand coming up for the Tommies. Big offensive possession for Acadia, depending on how you look at it. Mercer, kick to the corner. Davignon with the fake. He's going to take the three for 10-point lead. So great finish to the quarter for Acadia. Back-to-back three-pointers made. Turn a 4-point game into a 10-point game. 56-46. Acadia over the Tommies. And really, really strong finish for the Axemen here in the quarter. Tommies will be disappointed to go to the locker room down 10. Had the lead at one point here in this second quarter. I'm going to take a break, and we'll be back in about 10 minutes with the second half. Come on back, folks.
Are completely equal is still far from being realized.
What we plead for is equality of chance, equality of opportunity.
To speak and be heard.
Because when unique voices are united in a common cause, they make history.
Because until all of us have made it, none of us have made it.
Because everything I just said,
other women have said
before.
In 2013,
1973,
1971,
and 1915,
over a century
of calling for equality,
we've come a long way.
But accepting better than
before
only pushes truly equal
farther out of reach.
We need to work together
as women,
as allies. Don't just listen to what I'm saying.
Act, so I don't have to say it again.
What if you could do more of the things you love? And enjoy more of the rewards you've been looking for? At places that let you escape to other worlds. Wherever those worlds may be. Get more with the new Scene Plus.
Advice every
Guys, welcome back to Rossay Netherwood School and the Irving Gymnasium. Milner Invitational Tournament. Acadia up 10 on St. Thomas. They have to be pleased to the Axemen on the way they closed out that quarter. A couple three-pointers made, turned a tight game into a 10-point lead. Just the opposite if you're on the Tommies bench. You have to not like the way you ended that quarter. Didn't really get a good execution on a couple offensive trips. Then gave up a couple threes after fighting back from, I think they were down 12 at one point. Actually took the lead. See how things go here in second half and quarter three. Then, you know, the Tommies won't give up. They'll want to play high pace. One thing Acadia's been answering with, though, is their own pressure on the Tommies' backcourt. See if that might be a clue as to how to play this Tommies team going forward. I think it's a potentially dangerous option for some teams at the ACA level to try to force pace on the Tommies because they want to play fast. We'll see, though, as the season progresses, and I'll get first-hand look at all the Tommy home games. That's my regular gig. I'm pleased to have made the trip down Highway 7 here this afternoon to the Milner, or this weekend, rather, for the Milner Invitational. I'm down yesterday. Thanks to the sponsors, Scotiabank, Scotia Wealth Management. World's oldest basketball court, and got some buddies there involved in that. That's a very, very special thing that we have here in New Brunswick.
Sorry, fellas. Can I get the Wi-Fi?
And the other big sponsor, of course, Chateau St. John. Chateau St. John, where I spent the night last night. Certainly would recommend it. Anyone coming to town. Pretty convenient location, especially if you're driving. If you plan to be on foot when you arrive, maybe might want something a little more downtown, but certainly if you're driving, when most folks would be, great location to be in. McCarthy there with the finish. Cuts the lead to 8. Tommies come with pressure. It is McCarthy, Florian, Hoyt, Lavoie, and Tumwine, the 5 starters. The Axemen answer with a 3. That was Davignon. He's had a good game. Tommy's handoff, Florian to Lavoie. Lavoie on the drive. Great to see Jeff's dad down. Spoke with him here in the gymnasium. We'll be watching online most of the time, except maybe weekends when the Tommies are home for a couple games and might get down to Fredericton to watch. Always pleased to connect with folks connected to the Tommy program, whether they be parents or whatever, again in my regular gig. And happy to reach out to me right here at the table. Let me know what you're thinking about the tournament this weekend. I know we've had some feedback already. Nice spin move there. That was Hendy on the spin. Jump ball called. Inside, Thomas McDonald. McDonald spins on Florian. Nice move, Thomas McDonald. Uses that 6'10" length and scores against the 6'7" Florian. Lavoie has it knocked to bounds by McDonald. Lavoie, Florian. Lavoie on the drive. Kicks outside to McCarthy. McCarthy guarded by Hendy. We've got a football called on Mohammed Hendy. 11-point game. Make it a 9-point game. That's McCarthy inside, I believe. McCarthy, often fiery. Always enjoyed when he came to town with the Mounties the last few seasons. Of course, has moved over to the Tommies this year. But honestly, I thought he had a great shot at being the player of the year last season. Went to Lavoie instead, also a great choice. Glenn Cox on the score. He's had a great game. Had to pick a player of the game. It's probably going to be Cox at this point. Florian, the big run into the Acadia bench there. There were a few guys scared for their lives for a moment. Good take there. Lots of bodies on the floor. There's going to be a foul on one of them. I think it's going to go on McCarthy. Be his third. Hendy on the free throw. 64-52. One more game to come after this one. It's going to be Tetford and UNBSJ, the teams we haven't seen yet in this game. That's scheduled for a 7 o'clock start. Hard to believe it's only 10 after 6. It feels like it's been a lot longer day than that to me so far already. It's going to be a foul on McCarthy. I think that might be 4 on McCarthy. Hendy to the line. Coach Hickey does not like that foul whatsoever. Dave McGrattan going to get an earful. Hendy with the make. It's going to make it a 15-point game, I think. Lavoie off for Littleton. Hoyt picks up the errant pass. Tamwine for Lavoie, three-pointer. Swipe away by Hoyt, picked up by Florian for Tamwine off his shins. Loose ball into the hands of Hendy. Thomas McDonald with the flash. Timeout, Tommies. After Big Thomas. The two-handed dunk. Going to make it 69-55. Love how calm the Acadia huddle is. Coach Leslie all game long, no matter what's been going on. Same. Flat. And by flat, I mean calm, consistent demeanor. But no real highs, no real lows. Team sort of reflecting that approach as well. You want a team to be fiery, but you also want a team to be calm. On the other end, you hear that slam. That was Coach Hickey and the clipboard. Littleton for Hoyt. Outside for Littleton. That's a three-pointer that finds the bottom of the bucket. Florian attacks the rebound and grabs the rebound. Demaric Mercer is going to pick up a foul. Ted Braden back in for Harrison Florian. Braden off to Hoyt. Lavoie for another three. Travel called. Good call there, I think. Glenn Cox called for the travel. If he didn't get called for the travel, he could have been called potentially for an offensive foul. Just my view, of course. Completely unofficial. Littleton. Very, very early returns here. Nice take by Jeffrey Lavoie to score 2 points. Say very early returns, but it looks like Littleton spent some time in the offseason working on the handles. They look a little tighter is the way I'll say it this season for Vince here in the early going. Times last year it looked like he had the ball a little far away from him on the dribble, and of course I'm as far from a ball handler as anyone could possibly want to be, so I can't be overly critical, but just observation there. In the positive sense, he's looking better so far this season in terms of his ball control. Cox again finds the bottom of the bucket. Seems when Acadia needs a score, he's the man. Braden on the catch and the drive, kick out Lavoie. He's going to go inside, now kick for Tanner Hoyt for a three-point launch. Rebound Cox. There's a good look from the Tommies. McDonald. Mercer, Davignon, no good. Rebound, Tanner Hoyt. Numbers for Stu. Oh, but stealing it from behind is Demaric Mercer. It's going to be out of bounds. Ikea Megwu checks in, as does Eric Hayden. Thomas McDonald. Better hydrate after this one. I think he'll ring out his jersey right now. You can make a lake. Ten-point game, 4:47 to go, third quarter, 71-61. Get the moisture dried up on the floor. Inbound catch for Braden. Hands off to Tanner Hoyt. Lavoie in the low post against Mercer. That's a good matchup for Lavoie. Quick hands by Demaric Mercer. Knocks that one out of bounds. Coach Leslie asking Ikea Megwu to talk on the floor. .11 seconds on the shot clock as the Tommies inbounds. Lavoie on the catch. Out for Braden. He had a shot. Instead, we're going to go backwards. 5 to shoot. Going to get Mercer on the foul this time. Miguel Boskovic off the bench pretty quickly. Going to be for Robbie Grant, number 12. He'll come out. Owen Amos into the game for the Tommies for Tanner Hoyt. 14 shot clock. Tommies will inbound here on the sideline. Owen Amos for Ted Braden, too strong for Braden. Oh, called a deflection by Amegwu. Now the referees are going to talk about it. They're sure it was deflected. I didn't see a deflection, neither did the Acadia bench. Of course, the referee right there, he had the frontal angle. We had the from behind angle, if you will. Looked like it was just an errant pass, but we're going to say it was deflected there by someone. Lavoie to the line. Front rim on the first. He's not going to be happy with himself for that one. Jeffrey Lavoie, 70% free throw shooter last year. To get it back to single digits. 0 for 2 there. Demerick Mercer. Going to count the bucket. Blocking foul on Ethan Tamwine. We're going to shoot one. Littleton, pass deflected into the hands of Amegwu. Demerick Mercer, Miguel Boskovic. Ike Amegwu. On the roll, a little too strong for Amegwu, into the hands of Lavoie. Ahead for Littleton. Littleton has his shot blocked. Was Lavoie there on the putback. Amegwu finally puts a fork in it. Shot clock should have been reset. It hit the rim. So I think we've got a jump ball called anyway on that. I think we had 2 shots off the rim there, actually. So not sure what we're going to do here in terms of possession. 14 on the clock. We're going to give it to St. Thomas. Braden on the catch. Noah McCarthy's come back into this game. I'm not sure he's got 3 or 4 fouls. I thought it was 4. Might only be 3. Gonna have to be careful. That's an errant shot from Littleton. Oh, nice pass from Amegwu. A little too excited on the finish, though, was Eric Hayden. Had all kinds of time. They had a 2-on-1. Littleton on the dribble. And the turnover. Ryan Monroe finally gets to check into the game for Demerick Mercer. Hayden checks out as well. 8, Ricky Bayavanga. Out of Montreal, checks in. First year out of Tetford. Tetford up next against SJ. Tamwine for Braden. Braden double team Boskovic on the takeaway. Florian up in. You can see Braden look to the bench on that one. He looks to get back into the rhythm here with the Tommies for a year at Algonquin. Pass a little too strong for Braden that time on the entry. Megwu was open underneath. He still is open underneath. Owen Amos on the pickoff. That's going to be a head for Braden. Nice pass for Tumwine. Nice run out there for the Tommies, and it's going to be timeout. Mike Leslie and the Acadia Axemen. Interesting comment in the huddle there from Coach Leslie. You could hear that one pretty clear. Said, I'm going to give you a baseball analogy. We're trying to hit home runs when all we have to do is hit singles. Basically, boys saying play within ourselves. Demeanor, though, absolutely dead calm. There you can see the Acadia huddle, and there it is. We're looking at it. It's pretty still. I'm sure we're going to see a little more animation in the Tommies huddle. And we do see just a little bit more animation from Coach Hickey. Yeah, right there. A little more demonstrative in the huddle. Trying to get his guys to be where he wants his guys to be. Great look, great camera work. Great hustle on the timeouts here from the camera crew. One end of the court to the other with the handheld. There's a sense of efficiency with the Acadia approach to things here. They seem to all most of the time be on the same page. Credit to the coaching staff for sure. Sure, things will get a little more animated with them as the season goes along. .156 to go here in the third quarter. Another issue with the shot clock being reset correctly here. I think that's a number of members of the RNS men's team working the scoreboard, scorers table for this game. It's a great way to learn. One of the great things about tournaments, you get an opportunity to do some stuff like that. It's an important skill to have if you're going to be involved in basketball in any way. Know how all that stuff works at the scorers table. Done some duty there by times myself. Of course, not in this tournament, but in other places. We're in the penalty. That's going to be a foul on Ike Megwu. Boskovic comes out, and checking in is going to be Seth Blundell. Florian on the line to get us back to a single-digit game. Kyle Monroe kicks to the corner, bring it back up top is Ryan Monroe. Ryan Monroe shoots the three over Owen Amos. Lavoie on the inbound catch, back for Littleton. Littleton guarded by Kyle Monroe. Littleton kicks for Owen Amos. Amos corrals the ball. Back for Lavoie. Lavoie has it knocked away by Amegwu into the hands of Bayavanga. And now Monroe. That's Blundell. Amegwu. Shot into the hands of Florian. Florian's going to dribble. Now hand it off to Jeff Lavoie. Foul goes on Blundell. Lavoie goes to the line. Lead is 9. Nick McDougall checks back in. Lavoie drops that one through the bucket. Front rim on the second. I bet Jeff Lavoie is going to spend some more time at the free throw line. Honing that up, getting that polished up as we go into the season. Missed more than he usually would here this weekend. At least more than I expect he would. 3-point miss by Ryan Monroe. Rebound by the Tommies. (66-76). I thought we were at... Yeah, that's right. 10-point lead. Lavoie had a chance to break that at the line and did not. McDougall with the ball. 5 seconds in the quarter remaining. It's going to be a foul on Ethan Tumwine. It's going to only be their 4th foul. 2.5 seconds left. Gabe Davignon will check in. Now only 2.5 here left in the quarter for Acadia to get a shot up. Ben Duell is in for Jeff Lavoie. Timeout taken by Acadia. Riverlands is going to check in for Tanner Hoyt. Coach Mike Leslie says, hey, let's work on some late shot clock situations or late game clock situation here. Let's draw up an inbound play. We're going to need this at some point throughout the year, almost undoubtedly. Let's take an opportunity to practice one against some live competition. There's the nice finish from Thomas McDonald inside. The two-handed flush jam as we see the reel of highlights from this quarter being played back. And I've said it a few times, but I'll say it again. Thanks to the sponsors, Scotiabank, Scotia Wealth Management. See Scotiabank on the screen the whole time there. Even been working that into the play-by-play a little bit. Someone's used the backboard. Also, world's oldest basketball court. Look those up if you don't know. It is exactly what you think it is. We have the world's oldest remaining basketball court here in New Brunswick, in St. Stephen. Quite a thing. Think about the peach baskets from the commercial, the origin of the game. That's what that gym looks like. Now picture that surrounded by a modern building with a thought of a sporting hall of fame, like a basketball hall of fame around that. That's the vision for what that complex eventually will be from the world's oldest crew. Got a decent look away there on Ryan Monroe. Give world's oldest a Google. Look for opportunities that you can support that endeavor. One of them is the Archie Golf Tournament next summer. Sure, there'll be another one. I plan to be there next year. God willing, and if the creek don't rise, as they say. And of course, the other sponsor, Chateau St. John. One more night there tonight. We all rested up for the early start tomorrow. Games go at 9:30 tomorrow morning. 9:30 start tomorrow. So that means I'll be here probably by 8:30, would be my usual, at least an hour before the game arrival. Not bad for a Saturday morning. I'm usually at the market in Fredericton much earlier than that. All good. We'll see how tonight goes. Hopefully not get up to too many shenanigans. So it was a 10-point lead after the first half. It's a 10-point lead after 3 quarters. 76-66, Acadia. Fresh 10 on the clock. Personnel for the Axemen. 1 is Davignon. 6 is Blundell. 9 is Mohammed Hendy. 20 is Nick McDougall. 7 is Ryan Monroe. That's Littleton. He wears 3 for the Tommies. Lavoie 13, Florian 0. Owen Amos 10, and Tanner Hoyt 6. Legal screen on Harrison Florian. I wasn't looking that direction at all. Shot out of bounds, touched above the backboard, out of play. Lavoie on the drive. Kochicki wanted a foul. Falling out of bounds is the Axeman player. That's Boscovich, I think, falling out of bounds. No, Blundell. Noah McCarthy checks in for Owen Amos. Four flat for the Tommies on the inbound. Taken away by Nick McDougall on the run out. Bench was calling for a dunk from Ryan Monroe. Said he just lays it in for 2 points. Glenn Cox off the bench. He'll check in at the next opportunity. Florian moves into the paint. Shoots it over McDougall. Hoyt almost had the steal on the pass, but it's Acadia to the front court. Could have been a reach in there on McCarthy's dribble. Said Noah gets right to the bucket and scores 2 points. It should make us an 8-point game. Thomas McDonald off the bench. He'll check in with Glenn Cox as well. shot made by Acadia. I couldn't see through Thomas to know who was shooting there. And Demerick Mercer checks in. Reach on Hendy. Mercer, Cox, McDonald back into the game. McCarthy on the inbound for Lavoie. Spin move out of the post. Shot up. Oh, I thought that one was through for Lavoie. Now Lavoie takes a wipeout. Couple players go down. Somehow it ends up with Lavoie and a beautiful touch pass inside to Littleton. Give me another foul on Hendy. Fourth foul on Hendy. Littleton on the make. Back to a 10-point game. Davignon for McDonald. We've got a foul called on Jeffrey Lavoie. He was trying to tie up the ball and actually take it from Thomas McDonald. Katie ball on the baseline, 7:36 to go in a 10-point game. Thetford and UNBSJ will close out our day. Florian on the defensive rebound. That was supposed to be a 7 o'clock start. Oh, Thomas McDonald with the takeaway. Florian clears the glass again. Second wipe with the Windex was a little cleaner. Tanner Hoyt with the putback. Lavoie inside. Tommies finally get one to go through. It was already through the bucket. I think they were looking for offensive basket interference on the Acadia bench. Was already down through before the mesh was hit. It's going to be another foul on Lavoie. Count the bucket for Demerick Mercer, and it's going to be a chance at a three-point play. I think that's going to be the fourth on Lavoie. There you see the body shot from Lavoie. Yeah, I think that's a foul. I think that's a good call. Owen Amos checks in. I think that's Ted Braden as well that's come into the game for the Tommies. It is indeed Ted. Owen Amos can't track down the ball, but it's out off Demerick Mercer. Subs for the Axemen. Checking in, Kyle Monroe. In for Demerick Mercer. McCarthy snakes into the paint. Rebound, Thomas McDonald. Nice finish there by Glenn Cox. Jump ball called. This one go over to Acadia, I believe, on the alternating possession.
31. 31, Thomas. 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 T. Thomas. T. Thomas. T. 31. 31.
That's Kyle Monroe off to Thomas McDonald. Davignon. Braden was looking for the takeaway. Didn't see exactly what we got there.
Hey, sideline. 14 shot clock. 14 shot clock.
Shot clock reset to 14. 5:55 to go. 12-point game. Acadia ahead of the Tommies. That's going to be back. Oh, no. Nice save. 2 on the shot clock. Travel called on Cox first. Little scrappy offensive possession there. Ragged a bit for the Axemen.
No catch, Combo. No catch. Follow game. Follow plan.
Be an opportune time for the Tommies for Tanner Hoyt to heat up. In this one, let's see if they go looking for Hoyt. Said it's McCarthy for 3. That gets us back to single digits. Lavoie is going to pick up another foul. I think I way overestimated the foul count on Jeffrey Lavoie. I think he's had 3 in a row here this quarter. He must not have had any earlier in the game. That's going to be, I thought it was going to be another foul on Lavoie. I think lucky they swallowed the whistle on that one. Cox on the take. Knocked away that time by Kyle Monroe. 11-point lead, 5 even on the clock. Lavoie for 3. Rebound, Thomas McDonald. Clears the carom, and Acadia outlets to the front court. Timeout, Tommies, as Hendy makes from the corner. I think that's going to be a 3. Pushes the lead back to 14 after it was just down to 9. Must be cooling off outside. It's getting a little cooler here in the building. I throw on the sweatshirt for the next game here. Stay tuned after this one, though. Player of the game interview. I think following that immediately we'll have Coach Leslie from Acadia on to talk a bit about his program and the tournament. There's a good look at Coach Leslie there in the Acadia bench and in the huddle, and that's really the demeanor we've seen all game long on the Acadia sidelines, just that level of calm. It's one of the questions I will ask when I get the opportunity to interview Coach Leslie, is if that is intentional and if that's the demeanor he's looking for from his club, just calm and collected. Find some way to ask that question. White ball. Lavoie for McCarthy. Three-pointer launch, back rim. McCarthy on the rebound. Goes right at Thomas McDonald, draws the foul and scores two. Big bucket for Noah McCarthy. McCarthy to finish the three-point play. What was 14 is now 11 after that trip. Cox pass to the corner. Hendy with the rebound over Hoyt. Monroe inside for McDonald. And Cox was way up for that one. I thought we were going to get a slam there. It's like a little Statue of Liberty going through the lane. Littleton gets one to roll in off the back rim. Just under 4 to go and still at an 11-point game. Tommy's need stops. Acadia content just to find a good shot. They get the continuation on that one. Officials are huddling to talk about this one. Heard one of them say it was all the same motion. So we are going to count the bucket after that discussion. Gives all the same motion on the continuation. Coach Hickey does not like that call one little bit. Cox on the line. Finishes the three-point play. Lead back to 14. Littleton launches a three, no good. Florian tips it out to McCarthy. McCarthy put back. This time McDonald corrals it. 3:15 to go, quarter four. Lavoie goes for the steal, knocked out of bounds. They'll call an 8-second violation on that, 15 on the shot clock. Tommies will take the turnover any way they can get it. Florian on the catch. Going inside for Lavoie. Nice pass from Harrison Florian. Great finish by Jeffrey Lavoie. Back to a 12-point game. Glenn Cox loses the handle. Timeout Acadia. It's as animated as I've seen Coach Leslie in this one. See if he goes back to that baseball analogy, looking for the home run when they only need a single. That's exactly what he's saying, is same thing, not the same analogy, but saying we do not need that. Let's just play the simple game, the one that we need. And there's a nice look at some of the replays here from this quarter. And a look at the Acadia huddle, which is just to my right. And there's Coach Hickey. Tommy's coaching staff all in the pink tops tonight. I think that's really a nod to the Day of Truth and Reconciliation. Normally that color is orange, but I'm sure they don't have orange Tommy tops. I know they have the pick top, so that's what they chose for the occasion. It's most likely my guess anyway. We'll show a unity there on the coaching staff. Tommies will inbound in their backcourt. Down 12. McCarthy uses a screen. Pass back to Harrison Florian. And that one went right into the front row. Florian was on the move the other direction. Ball back over to the Axemen. Offensive foul called on Thomas McDonald on the screen. Acadia Megwu will check back in for Thomas McDonald. 2:35 to go. McCarthy against Hendy. Uses the Florian screen to get some space, looking for Lavoie. Quick hands by Mohamed Hendy. Get some good length. Does Hendy, 6'1". Got a pretty long arms on him though. For Lavoie in the post. Spins back the other way for Hoyt in the corner and the three-pointer. We're down to 9. Amegwu collects the loose ball. Hendy for Amegwu. Off for Davignol. Now only 4 to shoot. Hendy's going to walk. Demerick Mercer is going to check in. Mohamed Hendy comes off. Under 2 minutes, so the clock will stop on a made bucket now. Official just reminding the table of that. Lavoie back outside Amos. Littleton to the bucket. No good, off Lavoie's head. Into the hands of Tanner Hoyt, who makes a floater in the lane. Nice bucket, Tanner Hoyt. 7-point game, 1:35 to go. Tommy's show no give up in this one. Pass made, back up top, Mercer. Mercer settles things down. Back for Cox. Cox on the drive. Met by McCarthy. Rebound to Owen Amos. Ahead for Jeffrey Lavoie. Lavoie right to the bucket. Oh, can't get it to roll over the rim though. Nice move. 1:10 to go. Same 7-point lead. Demerick Mercer crosses half with it. Tommies will be in pursuit. Acadia Megwu. Whoa, that was almost a malfunction at the junction as Kyle Monroe gets the ball, goes to the bucket, scores 2. Important bucket, timeout Tommies with 55.3 to go. For 7 o'clock game is going to start at more like 7:30. Some great looks at the replays here from the last few minutes of play. And there's the Axemen huddle. And a good look here at the rosters of these teams. They'll be back in action tomorrow. Tommies get UNB. That's going to be the 3:30 game tomorrow. Acadia gets Cape Breton in the 11:30 tilt. So see these teams again. Reminder to stick around after this one. We have the player of the game interview. Then I believe we're also going to get an interview with Coach Leslie for this one.
14 on the clock, guys. 14.
Shot clock at 14 as the Tommies advance over half. 96-87 in favor of Acadia, so a 9-point game. Tommies need some scores. It's Lavoie inside for Hoyt. He loses the handle over to Kyle Monroe. Demerick Mercer crosses half with the ball. Glenn Cox, Demerick Mercer. Acadia with a little keep away on the outside. Lavoie finally gives the foul, which had to at that point. I think that's going to be 5 on his part. Cox on the line. Pushes the lead to 10. McCarthy gets in deep. Off glass, give him 2 more on the game. Lead is now 8. Pardon me, 9. Lavoie with the knockaway. 15 on the game clock. That's why the shot clock is off. Acadia content to just hold this one. Let the clock expire, so this one is going to end 98-89 in favor of the Axemen. They've led all the way through. They led by 5 after 1, by 4 at halftime, by 10 after 3 quarters, and by 9 here is the final. We'll get the player of the game interview, and I think Coach Leslie is going to join me for an interview about his program as well. My pick for player of the game would be Glenn Cox, except he got it yesterday. So we'll see who Coach Damian Gay of the RNS Riverhawks gives the player of the game to. And they will come over here and join me on headset very shortly. See the Tommies and Axemen go through the handshake line. Glenn Cox is the player of the game. I thought we had Glenn Cox yesterday. You're an old hat at this.
Yeah, I'm back.
Joined again by player of the game, Glenn Cox. 2 games in a row.
Yeah, I'm back.
I think I asked you all the questions yesterday.
Yeah.
Played great in this one. Certainly had you as player of the game.
Yeah.
As my pick, I said, in fact, I think it's going to be Glenn Cox as player of the game, but he got it yesterday, so they'll probably go somewhere else. We didn't go somewhere else. You're back again. Another tough game here against this Tommy's team.
Yeah, it was good. I mean, what can I say? We did what we needed to do. We played hard yesterday. I played hard today, and I think we ran our stuff well, and played really good defense, and we cooked again out there. That's all I can say.
Yeah, one thing I really noticed with your bench on this end is the demeanor of Coach Leslie on the bench.
Yeah.
He's pretty calm the whole time.
Yeah.
Is that his demeanor all the time? Have you ever seen him really animated?
No, I love his demeanor like that. He's calm, and it makes me calm when I play. And I love playing for him because he coaches like that. That's why he's my favorite coach I've ever had. So now he's calm. Our team's calm on offense, defense, and we just run through our stuff and get buckets.
Going to ask you a question here about St. Thomas. I know you watch a lot of basketball.
Yeah.
How do you think this Tommy team is going to do at the ACA level? They're a pretty deep club.
Yeah, I don't know too much about that league, but I know that they gave us a good fight today, so I'm sure in that league they'll do really well for sure.
All right, thanks for joining me. Congratulations again.
Yeah.
Asked you most of the questions yesterday.
Yeah.
You're going to go for 3 tomorrow. That's the one I'm gonna
We'll see. Shout out to my grandmother watching. That's all I'm going to say.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Thanks, Glenn.
Yeah,
Great game.
Appreciate it, man.
Folks, that's going to wrap this one up. We're going to be back with Tedford and the Seawolves shortly.
Advice. Everybody's got some advice. Your friend, your dad, even strangers have advice.
Hey, heard about NFTs?
Excuse me? Dating advice. Life advice.
Quit your day job.
You're a winner. They can't be fudged.
There are books on advice, tapes on advice, even shows on advice.
What an idiot. Thank you.
You want my advice? Here we go.
What you should do.
My right, your left. Quick.
What you shouldn't do. What to eat.
I recommend the fish.
What to drink. What to think.
Feel it right there.
In a world full of cookie cutter, one size fits all, trust me, I know it all advice.
And out.
Maybe it's time for a different kind of advice. Advice that comes from getting to know you, not trying to sell you. That understands your perspective before giving you a new one. That's the advice you want for your money. Scotiabank, you're richer than you think.